Hello wannabe mechanics, in this video we'll replace the driver's side power window regulator on a Skoda Octavia MK2. It is going to be an interesting and demanding job because the inner metal door panel is secured to the door with rivets, so you will have to bore them out in order to replace the regulator. We have no idea why they went for this option, but I am pretty sure it has something to do with budget issues. This is the car we will be working on, and as you will see, the window won't move up or down even if the motor is still working. If that is the case, then that leaves two other highly probable causes. The straddling dowels are broken or they fell out, or the regulator is damaged. Skodas have a common issue as such that the plastic straddling dowels from the window lifter guide break very often. That would be an easy fix just by replacing the dowels, but we decided to order a regulator as well in case the dowels were intact. Don't go anywhere guys, meet you back in the shop right after our short intro. The tools you'll be needing for this operation are two plastic tools for interior car panels, a T30 Torx, a T20 Torx, a T15 Torx, a pair of needle nose pliers, a pair of regular pliers, a screw to extract the straddling dowels, a Torx screwdriver, and a flat end screwdriver. A pop rivet gun with a big nozzle and the rivets. A single-side adhesive paper tape, a power drill with a drill bit, and of course the new power window regulator. Remove the control panel by gently going around it with the plastic tool until it pops out. Remove the connector from the panel. Now you have access to the 3 bolts behind the console. Now go ahead and remove the door tweeter panel the same way. Remove the wiring from the mirror joystick. And here you have another bolt. In the lower part you will find 2 more bolts holding the panel. Remove the 2 lower bolts. Remove the upper bolts. Gently remove the plastic door cover and all the wiring attached to it, as illustrated in the video. Remove all the wiring from the motor assembly. Remove the 3 bolts holding the motor in place. And here's the problem. As we feared, most likely the cable of the window regulator has split and then it got wrapped around the motor's plastic pinion. There was no way the regulator could keep working under these circumstances, but the good news was the pinion was intact. Also, we found that the contact pins were a bit oxidized. Get all the wiring out of the way of the metal panel. If the window is stuck in position, proceed to the rivets extraction. If not, move the window up or down until you can align the straddling dowels with the holes in the metal panel. Now you have access to the straddling dowels and you can remove the window securing pins. After you are done aligning them, use some adhesive tape to fix the window in place. Use a screw with the right diameter to remove the inner pins, but do not thread them too much inside or the pins will get stuck. Use the needle nose pliers to remove the dowels. Raise the window to the maximum level and fix it in place. Get the power drill and start boring the rivets out. Gently lower the panel in order to remove it. Take out the connector for the centralized locking system. Now you can see where the cable split. Do not remove the airbag connector or you will have to use a diagnostic tool to erase the fault, and the cabling is long enough for you to just let the panel aside while working on the regulator. The original regulator is also fixed using rivets, so you will have to bore those out as well. Unlike the original regulator, the aftermarket comes with just 4 fixing bolts, which will perfectly align with 4 holes left by the rivets, so it will be very easy to fix it in place. This is how the original regulator looked like. Clean any of the remaining metal fragments using a vacuum cleaner. It might be necessary to loosen up some of the bolts holding the regulator in place in order to properly insert the metal panel and then tighten them back in. The dimension of the bolts may vary depending on the manufacturer. Reinsert the connector using the opening in the door and then plug the wiring harness back in the metal panel. Clean the contacts with contact spray or even WD-40, which can prevent further corrosion. Let the cleaning fluid dry out or use compressed air for a quick dry out. Reconnect all the wiring. Now you got two options. You can use a rivet pop gun and fix the panel in place with rivets just like it was before. Or, if you expect working again on the door, you can improvise by gluing nuts on the inner part of the door panel and use bolts to fix the metal panel to the door panel. Use any of the two methods that you prefer. We went for the original one, the riveting option. Now you can release the window again and lower it until you align the openings for the straddling dowels with the openings in the metal panel. Then you can insert the dowels and the fixing pins. Connect the control console and check if everything is okay. Just when we thought we were done, we realized the buttons were not working correctly, as we could only lower the window. We took out the electrical board out of the control console and cleaned all the oxidized contacts as a temporary measure, because that will not stop the oxidizing process. The best solution in this case is to buy a new console, as they are very cheap. It seems that did the trick. Place the caps on the metal panel back in. Connect all the wiring. Thread all the bolts back in. Pop the control panel back on and you are done. Thank you very much for watching. Use the comments section for any questions or suggestions, and if you find our videos interesting, make sure you subscribe for the latest wannabe mechanic videos. Bye bye.